community lives, events, people, places, multicultural, sports, news, peace promotion, security, religious activities, children programs, human rights, asylum seekers and refugees, politics, health, African culture, entertainment, education, Australian culture, and lots more. Our community lives, produced, directed, and hosted by Adeniyi Ekine. Our community lives, #1 African Australian multicultural and human rights program, only on this station.
Keep watching our community lives on this station.
Keep watching our community lives.
You're welcome back to the program. If you're just joining us, this program is Our Community Lives, showing on Channel 31, Melbourne, Australia. And in the program today, we have a special person, a very, very community leader, important community leader, and she's a medical personnel, and she's also into African and intercontinental delicacies. She's into catering and event management. And today she will be showing us how to prepare some African meals, which is Akara and pounded yam. Now I can't wait, and I want you to sit tight and watch how she will be doing it, and she will be giving you tips for free. Yeah, so you can get your pen and paper ready, and because she's a professional registered caterer here in Australia, and her name is Iyaafin Bosede Adetifa. Don't blink your eyes while she's in the kitchen there. I'll be here sipping my wine and waiting for the sumptuous meal. Don't blink your eye.
Like I rightly said, with this business, you need your registration, and there are certain records that you need to keep. And from my food safety program, I have the time control log or time log, which I have to put down so that people know this is what I'm making and this is the template. So I have my calibrator to check the temperature and make sure it is at the right temperature. When the time comes, I will use that. And as I said, we are making beans mush, so I've got all my records here, which I'm going to enter as I go along. And then that is basically what the council will come back and inspect. They always come for an inspection and periodically. So they will just ring me and say they are coming for inspection, and they would like to see that as evidence that I'm doing the right thing. So as I have said, we are going to be doing beans cake, and that's what we are doing first. However, because we are having the pounded yam, and I would like us to have what we have, pepper soup, and I'm going to quickly put that on the fire. That will be heating up while I blend this one and get it ready. So I'm putting on my gloves. So I've been to Mani's market and I've been able to purchase oxtail, and that is oxtail. Now put it in the pot, put a little bit of water, put that together, and I have in here I've got pepper soup ingredients, African pepper soup ingredients, which I'll put a little bit in. And that will give it the aroma. I do have utasi leaf, which is very peculiar to some culture in Nigeria, and I do have bitter leaf. This is dry bitter leaf, and as you are looking at that, I have the fresh bitter leaf which I picked from my garden, and that is that one. So you can see that is fresh one, All I have to do is squeeze it together and remove the juice. And after I do that, I put a little bit into my spinach, and that gives it a little bit of garnish, and it brings out the sweet taste afterward. It's a very bitter leaf, very, very bitter. But at the end of the day, they always say in my culture that which means at the end of that bitterness, there's sweetness, and that is why I use it. And it's basically medicine as well to some culture. So I've done that. I've put the oxtail in the pot, and I'll put the eggs on, and that can keep going. I'll take this off. And I'll put a little bit of salt. You don't have to do much with this. The next thing you need to do is to put hot chili. And I've got hot chili here, which I will quickly blend. I like to use the fresh one. Rinse it. Get the blender ready. A little bit of water. And that we do. Don't want it to be too smooth. So you put that in. And that will give it the pepperish taste. That is ready because that is pepper soup. It needs a lot of water in it. Alright, you can have a look at that. When it's ready, I'll turn the heat off. So that one is ready to go. So that gives me a bit of time to actually get my beans mush ready, or beans cake. Because African meals take a lot of time as well, we sort of prepare, and I've noted my preparation starting time. And I've got dry fish here. This is a type of fish. It's dry fish. All I've done is put water in it. And because I want it to be soft and I would like to take all the bones out, I put boiled water on top. And that softens it. That's boiled water on top of that. And that is part of my preparation for my lunch. As that is getting ready, I'm ready to make my beans cake. For my beans cake, I've got the black eye beans, which I just put in water as it is. That is black eye beans, as you can see. So I put that through my blender with water. Back in Africa, you will have to do this with your hand. I'm sure some people are yet to be aware of the fact that you can actually use your blender to just grate this. And I'll give it a quick grate. Put it on pause. Remember, the goal here is to remove the skin or the covering at the back of that base. And once you've done that, take it out, put it in another container with the water, more water, get everything out. And then you can now make an attempt. Rub it together with your hand. Rub it together and put it through a sieve. this, and all I have to do is put a little bit of capsicum, fresh capsicum, and what that will do is it's going to give it a bit of color. So I take that off, I rinse it, and I put that in. I get my blender because I'm ready to blend now. Don't put too much in the blender at once. If you are making akara, you don't put too much water. If you are making moi moi, you put more water because it has to be a little bit liquidy. Alright. That is ready to be blended now. And I will show you how we go about that. Gloves off, and I need to check to make sure this is going on well. I want to see my pepper soup if it's going on well. It is cooking. There's nothing much. I can garnish it with a little bit of bitter leaf. And for bitter leaf, I told you before, I'll get a little bit of that. And this is what I do with it. I squeeze it, because it is a fresh product. And as you can see, it's bringing out that greenish juice. And you know, in those days, our parents used to give us this, the water squeezed out of this with a little bit of salt. And they believe it can kill your malaria and all sort of illnesses. So to give it a little bit of taste, I'll put a little bit of salt. There are a lot of multitasking going on with this. So you get a little bit tasted. Very bitter. So you don't want too much of it in your soup, otherwise nobody will like your soup. So you need to get this water out. With a sieve, please. I just need a little bit of it. And it's always good because it's very fresh. Look at it. Very green. And that is the juice coming out of it. You do it again. You do it until the water is not so green. If you look at it, this water is not as green as the first one. And then the bitterness is being washed off. Look, if you have this in egusi soup, you will feel like having our African food all the time. So I think that's enough for that. And now we just put a tiny bit of it, just a tiny bit, to garnish that my pepper soup for you. As tiny as it is, it can be so powerful. So we'll leave it and let it continue to cook. Now I need to get my frying pan and get ready to make my bean cake. And then we can continue to have that while the main meal gets ready. So my frying pan is ready. What I need to do, I move this out of there and I change the heat. Actually, I'm not quite ready yet, but I can continue to use this, then I can move it around later on. Put my olive oil. That is because I'm going to fry it. So I will let the oil heat up a little bit before I'm ready. And that is enough. So while that one is heating up, this is what I do.